Thank you, Mr. Ranking Member. Thank you to all the witnesses. Thank you for your bravery, your conviction, and your determination. Today, I want to ask you first about Ghislaine Maxwell. Ms. Wild, in a written victim impact statement that was filed in court, you said that the abuse you suffered was, quote, deliberate and systematic, designed by Epstein and facilitated by his staff and associates, including Ghislaine Maxwell, correct?
I don't think that's I never had any relationship with Ghislaine Maxwell. Can you repeat that?
In a victim impact statement in Jane Doe 1 and Jane Doe 2 versus the United States.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I've never met Ghislaine Maxwell, but yes, that's what the other Jane Doe had.
Ms. Bensky, at Maxwell's trial, survivors testified that Maxwell participated in the sexual abuse of girls. Maxwell recruited victims for Epstein, including at schools. And that Maxwell once told a 14-year-old girl that she, quote, had a great body for Epstein and his friends. Isn't that what was testified to?
Yeah, my experience was not with Maxwell, but I'm sure that is true. Yeah.
Ms. Jones, after Maxwell was found guilty of unconscionable acts, Politico reported that Maxwell's lawyer, this guy right here, said that there's a good chance and for good reason that Maxwell would get a pardon. You have publicly stated that, quote, clemency would be a slap in the face to all survivors, right? Yes. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think everyone on this panel agrees, probably. Maxwell hasn't shown any guilt, hasn't shown any remorse, hasn't shown any ounce of accountability for what she did. I've introduced a House resolution condemning clemency for Maxwell. I hope everyone here will join me because we have to do everything in our power to block a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell. Ms. Hirsch, I want to turn to another topic, following the money. You're aware of Epstein-related financial records called suspicious activity reports, SARS reports, that have not been produced, correct?
Yes.
And just to level set, a suspicious activity report is a report produced by a bank anytime a customer performs a questionable transaction. It turns out there were numerous such reports filed by banks with the Treasury Department for Jeffrey Epstein, including large cash withdrawals and even requests that Epstein made for the creation of bank accounts and credit cards for teenagers and people who had nothing to do with his family. Isn't that right?
It is.
The Senate Finance Committee has found Epstein made wire transfers that are detailed in these suspicious activity reports, SARS reports, to the tune of $1.5 billion with a B, and include the names of women and girls he may have trafficked, as well as the names of his potential clients. I believe that this is paramount to the investigation of this sex trafficking ring. Would you agree with that?
I do agree with that.
If we're serious about following the money, I believe that these SARS reports must be disclosed by the U.S. Treasury Department now, immediately today. Last topic, Ms. Hirsch. Can you give me this? These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, they must be disclosed today. What do you think about that?
Yes. I absolutely agree with you.
They may be among us today.
Wow.
Perpetrating a continuation of a sex trafficking ring. Now, Mr. Coven, DOJ has not released all of the raw interviews and transcripts from the more than 40 victims of the DOJ's that were investigated in the DOJ's 2008 investigation, right?
Correct.
And DOJ has not released all of the video footage collected at Epstein's properties, correct?
Absolutely. Not only that, I've actually walked through the home of Jeffrey Epstein after the incidents occurred and saw where the video cameras were located and no longer existed.
Wow.
Epstein tried to maintain his power over those he abused by taking away their chance at justice. We cannot let that happen. Donald Trump, I'm calling on you to listen to survivors. Release all of the documents. Unredact all these people. Prosecute the rest of these people and investigate the remaining. In addition, Ghislaine Maxwell should never, ever, ever receive clemency. That monster should not be given pardon, and ensure every enabler of Epstein faces consequences, no matter who they are or their political affiliation. Thank you, and I yield back.